Meet Seppa. Seppa has a problem. You see, Seppa has too many pomegranates.
This is too many pomegranates.
Seppa loves pomegranates, but he recently learned that he is allergic to them. Seppa has decided to give away his pomegranates, while he knows that the orphanage down the road could use some more food.
We're poor and hungry.
Seppa has his eyes on Hillary Highlighter and is considering giving her the pomegranates.
Boy, that Hillary Highlighter is one hot mama.
Oh, hi, Seppa. How are you?
Oh, hi, Hillary.
Seppa has an ethical problem. He thinks that the orphans could benefit from the pomegranates, but he really wants Hillary Highlighter to like him. Seppa decides to ask his friend Joe, the utilitarian banana, to figure out what he should do.
Hey, Seppa, old buddy, old pal. What's your issue?
I have too many pomegranates.
I see. And I suppose you're deciding who to give them to? Well now, Seppa, I know what you're thinking. You're thinking, I know that orphanage could use some more food, but Hillary is awfully cute, and I bet she likes pomegranates. Isn't that right? But Seppa, do you know that Hillary's mother is dying from radiation poisoning, and that the only known cure is pomegranate treatment?
Is that true, Joe? I feel like maybe I should give her the pomegranates. But would those orphans suffer without any food?
Well, Seppa, I personally subscribe to utilitarian ethics. Do you know what that means?
I do, but why don't you remind me anyways, Joe?
It means that the only ethical choice is the one that maximizes net utility. Now let's look at your situation. The orphanage needs food, but Hillary likes pomegranates, and you think she'd like you if you gave her the pomegranates. Now, Seppa, what utility would you personally receive from either situation?
Well, as much as I like Hillary and I want her mom to live, I know the orphanage could use more food. There's definitely a chance some of them could die without any food. I think the net utility would be equal between the two choices from my perspective. Either way, there's at least one person who could die from my decision.
That makes things very easy for us then, Joe. Since you're indifferent to either option, we only need to consider the utility impact from the other two parties. I assume that no one else will be impacted by this decision?
That's right, Joe.
I have good news for you, Seppa. I have it on good authority that someone just gave the orphans a full truckload of food. So while they may still appreciate some pomegranates, they're not about to starve.
Well, then that must mean Hillary and her mother would receive a higher net utility if I gave them the pomegranates.
That's right, Seppa. Here's a utility chart I drew up of the situation, in case you like pictures.
Hot dog, Joe. Or I guess banana, Joe. I'm going to give these to Hillary right now. Hillary, I have a gift for you. Take these pomegranates. I want you to give them to your mother.
What is wrong with you?
What? Isn't your mom suffering from radiation poisoning, for which the only cure is pomegranate treatment?
No, asshole! You have it backwards. She's suffering from pomegranate poisoning, for which the only known cure is radiation treatment.
Oh, no, Hillary, I'm so sorry.
I don't need you hurting my mother anymore.
Well, I suppose I'll give these to the orphans.
Seppa, hello. I heard word that you would be coming by to give my orphans some pomegranates. How kind of you. As you know, I am Olga, the owner of this orphanage.
Yep, you were my first choice.
How wonderful. But Seppa, I'll have to leave it up to you for how you wish to divide the pomegranates amongst each of my lovely 10 orphans. It's such a nice treat for them to get the pomegranates. All that food we received earlier was imitation gruel. They could sure use something that livens up their taste buds.
Well, Olga, I don't know how to decide which orphan should get these pomegranates. Do you have any recommendations?
Let me teach you about distributive justice, Seppa. Your first option would be to impart the principle of egalitarian justice, where each orphan gets the same number of pomegranates.
Only one pomegranate? All right.
You could also utilize capitalist justice, which the most valuable orphans would get a bigger share of the pomegranates. The less valuable ones would get a smaller share of the pomegranates.
Well, how do you decide which orphans are more valuable?
Well, you see, a couple of the little grunts always do their chores on time, but some of them never help at all. Let's say you have 10 pomegranates to give away. It would be fair, from a capitalist distribution of justice, to give 2 pomegranates to the good workers and no pomegranates to the bad ones.
That's what you little brats get for not doing your chores.
There are more options, though. Maybe you want to embrace socialist justice, so the sick and needy orphans would get a bigger share than those who are more fortunate. Or you could always be a libertarian and make any choice for any reason, since they are your pomegranates.
Well, I would have voted for Gary Johnson in the election if I were an American.
So what do you say, Seppa? What's your choice?
I think I'll stick to the egalitarian justice, since I don't want any of these kiddies to feel bad. Here you are, orphans.
Thank you, Mr. Seppa.
Now, you enjoy those pomegranates, kids.
And Sapphire could now live happily ever after, knowing that he made the right decision. Until...
Seppa, did you hear the news?
Hey, my friend from Pittsburgh, what are you doing all the way up in Ottawa? No, I haven't heard the news. What is it?
The orphanage burned down. Everything. It's all gone. I don't know if there were any survivors.
Help us, we're burning!
Oh my god, that's horrible.
It is. But on the bright side, I was walking past it and found all these pomegranates just lying around. I figured you might want them, since you love pomegranates.
You took pomegranates from a burned down orphanage? You sure are my friend from Pittsburgh.